All right. I already clicked start. We are live from Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon. And let me pull up the Gozyuger thingamajig.
Everything works.
Audio's working?
Yep.
All right. Just waiting for Cruellica to get over here, and then we'll be good to start.
Well, you can start.
Well, hello, Anthony Sarkis.
All right, I'm coming.
And don't forget to turn that light off.
Oh, shit.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, what are we doing while you're waiting on
Well, I'm waiting for you to get here, then I'll do the introduction.
me? Let me just suck in all of my...
Whatever. Okay, what's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiji no Kami from the Toku Animation News Network, here with...
Cruellica Kane, who looks kind of trendy right now, which is not the intention. It's just comfort.
Okay.
Because I'm wearing a lot of non-black.
Okay.
And I'm doing this a lot of non-black with sponsor of today's episode, Elvira's Book of Monsters. Well, first Book of Monsters.
Okay.
Obviously, they're not sponsoring us, but I just thought it was cool.
Is there a second Book of Monsters?
I don't know. This is the first one. So, see? It's kind of cool to have a children's book done by Elvira. Cassandra Peterson is awesome. But, yay!
But we are here to talk about episodes 26 to 31 of Gozyuger. And
Number one, Sentai. Gozyuger.
And welcome, Toku Star.
And Justin.
Well, that's Toku Star. Justin.
Oh, well, they say, well, he says 1,200 years later.
1,000 years later.
I didn't take that long.
That's just in front that we met.
I know who.
Okay.
But hi, everyone. Well, I'm so used to you having to tell me the reverse, kind of like with Sentai to Power Rangers. Of this is a screen name, this is who they really are. This is the first time you've told me the person's name because it comes up and you're like, this is who they are. So I feel like I am a little lost right now.
Okay, whatever. But this is our first Gozyuger video in Florida.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? I thought we already did one in Florida.
Did we?
Yeah. Because we caught up on a bunch of episodes I explored.
Was that before? I thought that was before we moved.
Oh,
Or was it after?
I thought that was after.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So we are...
Our second Gozyuger video after moving to Florida. And see, you lost a whole bunch of people who were like, oh, it's not their first one anymore. We don't care anymore. So see, you've already ruined it.
Oh, yeah, those two whole people. And it's probably because they got ads. Because usually ads pop up and the number drops when the ad's playing.
Really?
Because they're technically not watching the video. They're watching the ad.
Oh, well, that's lame.
But anyway.
But hi, everyone who's joining us and everybody who watches later. Yes, we're talking about not Tokuger. Wow, Gozyuger.
Yes.
I have never even seen Tokuger, so I don't even know how we would talk about it. Well, you could talk about it, and I just sit here.
We would just stay on track with it.
Well, we never stay on track with any of our videos.
Well, yes, they're always getting derailed.
Well, okay. So these episodes.
So our first episode kicks off with a little clip show about Hoeru getting a job at Toei Studios. He's getting all dressed up to be professional, goes to the studio, and the guy's like, you're taking this way too seriously. And next thing we see is he's dressed, he's got his coat or his jacket over his waist while he's wearing the Toei t-shirt.
Yeah. A lot of people wrap their sleeves around their waist like a...
Yes, but it was just funny to see him with his professional jacket.
I think he wanted to still ruin his jacket in some way, shape, or form. Because in truth, tying your jacket around your waist actually stretches out the sleeves. So unless it's a brand new jacket, which I don't know how he would afford, unless he keeps on borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, as he does later.
You mean borrowing from Rikyo to pay Ryugi?
Yes. I'm just using biblical terms for the moment.
But so he goes to Toei to work for Toei, and they're doing a documentary on the Gozyugers. And so we get to see the green screen room that they've used for all their recent
Which
shows.
was actually kind of cool to see the actual room when all the graphics were turned off as well. Because it's nice for the audience to actually see what the setup looks like. And it actually looks like an auditorium-sized room. And it looks like it's a combination of cloth and paint. So that they can move things around. And then the center part of it on the floor is kept kind of un-CGI'd, so you can put your props there and things like that. But it does give you an experience behind the scenes of the show, which we don't get too often in tokusatsu. You get it occasionally. Like I remember in Tiga we got it, and I think there was another show where we got to see how the sausage is made, so to speak. So I actually like that because it gives the audience an opportunity to pretend that they're a part of the experience, but it also gives you that opportunity to have a fourth wall break. Because when he's going to work at Toei, you're like, are we going to hear that Gozyuger is not real? And then to have Toei want to do a documentary. And as the producer says, because documentaries are all the thing right now, which they are. Documentaries on everything is huge these days. So having them say, we want to do a documentary on a Sentai series that actually exists in this world, we're not just watching a show, was kind of hilarious.
Well, it's just funny, though, because everything has been done so much plot-wise in television and movies. Now people just want to know how the old one was made, rather than care about a brand new one that's repeating the same plot line.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, there's even a lot of documentaries going on right now where you learn about the industry or you learn about a certain actor. Or think of the movie Hitchcock, which is a film, but it's an autobiographical film about the director and his experience with these individuals. So if Hollywood can't make new ideas and just wants to rehash old films, now instead of rehashing old films, let's do a blockbuster style documentary where we can recreate the tragedy while people are talking about what happened.
Well, I like the way Weird Al did it best.
Oh, God. And I watched that movie once before I showed them, just because he wasn't that interested at first. You had interest, but you had hesitation.
But then we have, so he goes to the Toei studio and they're interviewing the four Gozyugers, and he's like, just so you know, I'm a Gozyuger. Yeah, okay, cool, fun, good joke. Anyway, and then that becomes like a gag going through where he has to bring them food or stuff, and he's like, but no, I'm a Gozyuger. Yeah, okay. And then we have Fire Candle and
Bouquet.
I was gonna say Candelaria. Wrong
show.
There you go. A team up between Fire Candle and Candelaria. Why don't we have that? But anyway, Bouquet and Fire Candle show up, and apparently they have to blur their faces because they're not approved for the Toei studio yet. So their faces get blurred.
But they have the lanyards, like they bought tickets to attend the experience, which was hilarious.
And then
Polar comes in as God.
Well, yeah, he comes in when they were filming because he's like, "But don't you want the God's point of view?"
Well, especially because he's the one who's sponsoring it, which I thought was awesome.
And then Hoeru pulls out his ring, transforms, and the producer's like, "You're actually a Gozyuger? Why didn't you tell me?" Yeah, I heard.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. Now, you were because we both thought the actor for the producer seemed familiar.
Yep, Tomokazu Seki, who has been the voice of many, many, many monsters over the decades of Sentai. He's Prince Boldunt, both versions in O Ranger.
Both versions.
You'll see when we get there. He was one of the brothers in Go-Kaiger, where you had the big brother with the little ball, like spiky ball brother. He voiced one of them. He's voiced.
So he's been around for a
Kamikaze Baby in Ranger, and I forgot the name of the yokai. Which is funny because I was just using the footage in my review.
Well, and he's done a lot of anime too.
Oh yeah, he's Von Finel.
But so it was kind of cool to actually see the actor,
the voice actor,
behind so many of the voices that we've heard over the years. Especially because he was doing the sound bite segments of like the narration.
Well, I'm trying to remember if he's I think he's the narrator of Gozyuger.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's Bibi Debbie in Mega Ranger. A Star Wars fan. Hello, sad.
Hello.
We've also got Jake Schuster, D9, and Anthony Sarkis was the first one here. But
hi.
Jake Schuster and D9
well,
as well.
Still, hi, Anthony.
Yeah, well, I already said.
I didn't say hi.
But, so yeah, it was kind of cool having him. And then so they have their little battle with the grunt. I forget which grunt it was. He was a Go Buster, I think.
Yes.
Grunt. And so we had no regular Monster of the Week in that episode.
But I liked how tongue-in-cheek it was for being a clip show.
But then he gets fired. Hoeru gets fired at the end because, well, you're too busy saving the world. You're too big to be a lowly Toei employee.
I did love Hoeru's comment of, I'm more concerned about eating than saving the world. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of important, to have food on the table.
Well, I love it whenever people are like, well, so-and-so wouldn't be doing that job if they didn't get paid. Well, no shit. It's a job. Nobody wants to do a job if they're not getting paid.
Except for unpaid interns back in the 90s.
That's why I think it's such BS.
I don't know if there's such things as unpaid internships. Anybody who's in college right now.
There are.
If you do unpaid internships.
Student teaching.
Well.
Student teaching is an unpaid internship.
Oh, yeah. Because when I was going to college, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, my internship was...
That was a century ago.
That was completely unpaid. And then I'm hiring paid interns that make more than saying, do you want fries with that? But they're only doing it for like 2 months. So then they feel super fucking entitled after they graduate, thinking they could get like $150,000 a year with no experience. So, okay, I will back off from my HR move and my jaded and pettiness of...
But yeah, whenever people are like, well, they're doing it to get paid. Well, duh. Why? Nobody would be doing a job if they weren't getting paid for it.
Well, volunteers.
That's because they get something that they're making money somewhere else.
Well, yeah. I do volunteer work. I'm trying to get him more involved in volunteer work.
I'm too busy.
Oh, you can spare an hour or two a week.
But, no, I can't.
Yes, you can.
But, well, there was one other thing I was going to say.
Because we actually live next door our community is next door to a community that serves developmentally disabled individuals. And I think it would be cool to share with another community your inspiration and enjoyment in Super Sentai. You have an entire audience at your disposal. Plus, to spend time with people who relish an activity.
Okay. Now I'm trying to remember what I was going to say before you interrupted me on non-paid internships. I was talking about...
You were going on something about Hoeru working or something. I don't know.
I was going on that people wouldn't be working if they got paid, if they didn't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another thought. Oh, well, it's gone. But anyway.
It depends on how much you get paid. Because I will say, to certain degrees, the level of effort you put into it is based on some people's perception of how much money you get from it. I don't think that's necessarily the right attitude.
No, it's totally fair.
So you mean because I make over 6 figures that I should work more than somebody who makes less than...
Well, given you are
50,000.
working more than people that are just below you, what does it matter?
True.
But
your wife has a point about the kaiju. You should... Thank you! See? Thank you, Grant. I know there's other comments. I'll look at them, but I saw that one, Grant. So, see. Volunteer work also gives you intrinsic opportunities to connect with people.
Oh my God, I've done volunteer work. I know what it does. But anyway, so Hoeru gets fired from Toei. So he's back to being jobless.
See, you'd want a job at Toei.
So then our next episode comes in, which has Bouquet, her picture or something gets damaged. Oh no, she's trying to explain to her boss, to Tega June, why she is what love is essentially, and why she's in love, and why she's in love with Rikyo. And Kuan wipes her memory. So and Mashiro finds her. Wait, was it Mashiro?
Yeah, Polar.
Kamade finds her, and she has no idea who she is.
I love his response of, really? You don't know who I am?
And they send out a monster that wants people's money. Mm-hmm. Who I did like his design.
Oh God!
He was like a crab, because he's a crabby person with different types of money on him.
And different types of stereotypes that you believe of money.
And I think also because crab is considered a higher end meal.
It's a delicacy. And I liked how he had the cigar in his mouth to look like an old school mobster.
Well, big wig, executive big wig.
From like the 50s. Funny that none of them look like that anymore.
And then... Well, he looked like Edward G. Robinson.
Well, yes, I will agree. I thought that was actually hilarious.
And the other Rangers get invited to go to Kuan's
business.
Yeah, business.
AI business, so to speak.
And Kuan isn't there, so they have to they have to be led around by the second in command.
So the number 1 Sentai team has to be talked to by the number 2. And I actually like when they meet their AI clone, so to speak. Hoeru just looks and he's like, I'm out of here. And they have to like grab him and bring him back of like, you cannot leave.
But we have Kumade and Bouquet. Kumade gets part in the contest with the monster. The monster's going around extorting people for money, brainwashing them, and Kumade is just helping people, charging them, and getting paid for it. But then he goes and spends the money to help this entire little community have a good meal.
Well, what his reasoning is that I actually have to say, the older I get, I actually believe more. Because once upon a time, it was all about the money. Give me the money. Show me the money. And now it's like, give me the money so I can at least share it with others, like with your friends and things like that, when we'd all have get-togethers and stuff. And it's about, yeah, I do charge for it, because he does say money makes the world go round, which is true. But at the end of it, even though he charged everybody, because he offered everybody a great meal, a time to relax, you have a camaraderie, and he shows Bouquet there's more than just the value of money. There's the things that you can get of it, like togetherness and engagement with other people.
But and then so he ends up winning the battle because Money No One, or what was his name?
I can't remember, but
his money,
he was hoarding it.
His money just disintegrates because
they were crying.
Yep. They cried into submission and disappeared. So he wins the battle, beats the monster. Bouquet still doesn't remember who she is. Fire Candle comes down and is like, what do you mean you don't know who I am? Also, we have the second in command guy at Kuon's headquarters was played by Crow's actor from Garo, or Kirame Blue.
Mm-hmm. Most people, if they don't watch Garo, are at least going to remember Kirame.
Well, it's just funny because we had just finished rewatching Makai no Hana.
And he looks so, like, he truly does, with the way his design, his costuming, it's like he really does look like an older version of Crow here. Because in Kira Major, I didn't get the Crow feels. Maybe because it's been so long since...
His hairstyle is different.
Yeah.
Because here he had the same hairstyle as Crow.
Which made me wonder, I was like, are they filming something for Garo? He's looking kind of crowish. But overall, it was funny because number 2, because that's really what they call him throughout the episode, is number 2. All I thought of was Austin Powers.
Hello!
Wrong person.
I've been very badly burned. Oh, yeah, that's right. Number 2, the guy based on, now I can't think of his name, from Thunderball.
But nonetheless, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. But number 2 basically knocks all the Rangers out.
Well, he turns into Battle Fever Japan, takes them all out, and then in the next episode, he's got 3D goggles on them, giving him a fake dream world.
Except
Hoeru.
Because he has no dream.
But I like, we have Kamade and Fire Candle are fighting. Number 2 shows up, kidnaps Bouquet, and then they just stop their battle and are like, who was that?
And then they go chasing after him. They're like, okay, temperatures. We're good. And so it's funny because they were 2 very different stories from the first episode into this next episode. They're now all weaving together because when they get to where number 2 is, they see Hoeru, and they all meet up and are starting to fight.
They can't remove the virtual reality goggles from everyone else because it might damage them.
And so we see the dreams for everybody. So Kinjiro has a dream about his late wife becoming young.
Mm-hmm.
And because they all start dreams and turn into nightmares, and his nightmare turns into his wife shaming him for abandoning the family. And then we have
Sumino with
her sister.
Yes.
Then we have Rikyo
being top idol, and Ray comes up and actually congratulates him.
Mm-hmm. Which, that was weird. And then for Ryugi,
he's just always serving Tegasora.
I was going to say the biggest biggest fan of his god
But then
is cleaning out his ears.
all I thought of was Don Brothers when we had that scene of what's her name cleaning Kinjino's ears with when you had the
Kijino.
yeah.
You said Kinjino.
What a Kijino and the guy that thought she was his that he liked her and she's like, I'm married. And Kijino comes down, she's just like tit, 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 tit. But yeah, so Rikuo's nightmare then becomes Rei insulting him.
Mm-hmm. Which that's like true to the world. How is that a nightmare?
Oto, what was it Oto was doing to Sumino? I can't remember.
I think she was telling her how much she hated her or something.
I don't remember. But and then for Ryugi, take a sword dies.
Well, if you listen to enough rock music, God is dead.
Which ties into the next batch of episodes, along with, I guess, something that happens in a movie.
But I will say for this, real quick, before we move on, I did love how Fire Candle basically saves Bouquet by pulling out a picture of Rikyo, showing it to her to remember her love. Because Fire Candle, I'm getting shipping feels of like Fire Candle really cares about Bouquet. I don't know if it's romantic or anything, but that caringness. And then when Bouquet...
He's got the hots for her.
And when Bouquet does get her memories back and she sees her mech on the ground, she gets pissed off.
No, it wasn't hers. It was one of the Ayas.
Yes.
So she's like, how did he summon that?
So she goes and kicks his ass.
Bouquet punch.
And basically, she's all like understanding of where Polar's coming from as a person, says she's learned a lot, then sees the bill and comes up to the camera yelling about how she's going to get Polar back. And then, yes, we come to our next two-part.
Well, I was going to say we'll do comments after that, but we have then number 2 gets scolded by Kuon, who then takes him out. And now I just want to take that where when the screen goes back, hello, I've been very badly burned. Can I get some help? Oh my God. But so we've got 1,000 Years Late.
So, all right.
I have a weird and strange question. Thought the Equestria Girls Friendship Games, now 10 years old, and MLP G4 series turns 15.
Any thoughts about this?
Okay.
Admittedly, the two of us, even though Silver Quill is one of our best friends, I will say we haven't got into MLP as much as he did. I do have to say the fact that Friendship is Magic, which is G4,
yeah,
having that be 15 years old, holy shit!
Well, that would make sense because...
No, I understand that makes sense, but...
Well, no, what I'm saying is because it was season 5 when I started this channel.
But still, seriously, the fact that the Equestria Girls game was 10 years ago, the series is 15 years, time flies. And the fact that there's still so much love for Friendship is Magic is amazing. Because I remember MLP when I was little. And My Little Pony was, back in the 80s, was nothing like it is today. So it's amazing to think it's been that long and the love is still out there. And Jake Schuster, I like Gozyuger. For the most part, I like elements of Gozyuger. I won't say I'm a fangirl of it, but I'm not going to quit the show. Not because we do these or anything. I would want to finish out the show because we made it this far.
We've gone this far.
Now, but at the same time, I've seen plenty worse. I watched Rio Soldier.
I was gonna say there's Rio Soldier.
So, but is it a perfect show? No. But I can appreciate, and this goes into Anthony's questions of how you sum up these episodes as a whole. It's not a perfect show, and
It's watchable.
it's enjoyable. Like this batch of episodes we watched, I thought were pretty solid. But my frustration as a person who is not a ride or die of the series is that I feel like these episodes and the enjoyment of it are coming a little too late. But I will not blast anyone who's a ride or die of the series because I can see why they would enjoy it. And in truth, if I had to recommend a series from the modern era that's very simple, I probably would recommend this as one of those simple ones that you're not getting too much into the mythos like you would with King Oger.
But here's the problem.
Or child abuse like with...
Well, yes, but the problem is this is supposed to be the 50th anniversary celebration.
I know.
Therefore, on that aspect, since that's what they've been advertising it as, this series is dog shit. As a celebration of 50 years, the way they have handled it is a complete joke. It is an insult.
As a Sentai series alone,
if it was a standalone series that wasn't supposed to be celebrating the 50th anniversary, it wouldn't be as bad. I mean, it would still be bad because
for you,
the little to no plot, little to no character development. I mean, okay, we've had episode 20, Oto came in. Oto was taken away. We are now at episode, that was 28, and nothing has been done about Oto's disappearance. I don't even think she's mentioned it at all in these last 6 episodes about Oto's disappearance. Right after the festival episode, when she came out of her funk, it's like she forgot all about Oto.
Well, not until the probably last episode.
That's what. But we haven't covered that episode yet. I'm saying up to what we've just covered through 28, they've forgotten about Oto. They haven't really done anything with Rei. Ryugi has been practically non-existent again, which he's really being undermined because he has so much potential, and he is just completely undermined. Kinjiro, now you got me doing it. Kinjiro, even he hasn't done much of anything in these since the festival episode. Hoeru has been like the major focus,
but he's improving on his acting. I will say,
I guess
I'm going to give him credit where credit is due. Over the course of the series, he's either becoming more solid as an actor, or it's just like what I think with Mayuri. He's a really good actor and has come to terms with how the writing is being done.
Whatever. And Kuon is absolutely pointless. He's done nothing. He's horribly acted and has done nothing to the show. So
now Grant Smith makes the comment, which we'll be getting into, and I do agree. I did like how Goju Yellow or Goju T-Rex quitting the team. Yes. We'll get into that. Also, Seki did Gilgamesh for Fate, which makes, once again, why Gilgamesh is my favorite character of Fate. I actually have a huge figure of Kazgil from Unlimited Blade Works that our friends Chrysalid Bloodborne got me for my birthday. It's this huge figure with him holding like a spell book and all of these weapons coming out of spell casts.
Does it also have the good Doctor Who scripts in his thing?
And I did like how the opening theme did not show the Yellow Ranger. I was really impressed with that because after watching the creative way they did Boonboonger with characters not being in episodes or part of the team, where it seemed like they filmed multiple openings to take out those characters, I will agree. I really like that. I did like how we got to see Yellow Ranger's dad.
Well,
Yeah, I'm just reading comments. That's what you told me to do. The recap episode felt strange, but speaking of which, next episode of Ultraman Omega is the 13th episode clip show.
I figured as much. So,
and Grant says he volunteers for 2 Mexican restaurants and 2 deli restaurants back when he was in high school. That's awesome. I've volunteered for catering, but not specifically at a restaurant. But he does, once again, say you should volunteer. I thought you guys were talking about Gozyuger when you were going to review other episodes. We are.
We're talking about Gozyuger.
Obviously, Hoeru has a job as a Toei worker mentioned, the A Games. Hi, the A Games. Hoeru's job is to save the world. Kaiju, think that the Red Ranger of Gozyuger is an annoying sack of shit with an annoying catchphrase, when in reality, he wasn't like that. I see where you're coming with that. And Money No One kind of reminded me of Al Capone. Yes. I did like Toei showing up in one of the episodes of Gozyuger. Gozyuger Tyranno is up there with Juo Lion as one of the least favorite yellows in Sentai. Really?
Well, I can believe it since they haven't done anything with him.
Oh, okay. Speaking of Garo, Kaiju thinks that Gozyuger was Garo versus Road 2.0 when in real life Gozyuger has spandex while Garo versus Road had no spandex. It's Battle Japan. The A Games.
Yeah.
I like that the second in command guy made his own armor for the B Fighter Battle Fever J.
Oh yes, I did like that when he actually had his homemade armor. That was kind of cool.
And Goju T-Rex left the team later on in the series. There's also a rumor saying the 2026 Sentai team was going to be a Wizard Ninja like Sentai team that was a sequel to Ninja or Maji Ranger.
Yeah, those are the rumors. So the rumors are it's going to be in its own, that a main character gets isekai'd into this fantasy world of ninjas and magic. And it's supposed to be, I guess, filmed like King Oger, where it's all in the green screen room. But it's being written by the guy who did Ninja and Kamen Rider Geo. That... I actually am at the point where I'm like, you know what? I think I'm good with Gozyuger and just calling it quits on Sentai with 50 years.
Well, you haven't done it for 50 years.
50 years of Sentai. I think I'm good ending Sentai at 50 years.
Well,
I don't think I need to continue
what
after.
if he turned out like Junko?
I'm just thinking that I maybe I'll wait a couple years, like a little while before I watch this next Sentai show, if I watch it.
Okay.
Because next year I want to focus on Kamen Rider.
I will believe you not watching it when I see it because I know you.
Hey, I haven't watched any of the new seasons of Simpsons in the last 5 years, so 6 years, 5 years.
And that's, I know why you're not doing that. Okay. If you don't know Kaiju, and this is per Grant, I made a ninja rescue team, rescue Sentai team. They'll show it to you later. It includes firefighter, police officer, nurse, construction worker, and garbage man battling yokai.
I think I did see that.
Isn't that the village people? Sorry, no disrespect. I'm just like, wait.
I think I did see that.
But hey, at least Junko plagiarized Kumaro. At least Junko, the plagiarizing of Kumaro, wasn't the head writer for the Sentai because she was too busy washing Gov's dirty dishes. And Kaiju sounds like Junko was the head writer of Gozyuger when in real life she's not.
Junko's not the head writer of Gozyuger.
No, it's Inoue's daughter.
Yeah, Kiko.
Another rumor is that the morpher in the next season is a staff-like item using cards. The cards aspect made me think of Gotchard a little bit. And,
yeah, I was gonna mention the card thing. Yeah, supposedly it's gonna be card based.
And then last two
Gotcha cards.
See, I like gotcha games on occasion, but if I'm gonna collect a gimmick from a Sentai or Toku series of any type, I can't do full on gotcha. I have to be able to know what I'm getting, because that's the reason why I'm getting those, because I like those particular gimmicks. Speaking of Simpsons, 37 premieres tomorrow.
Oh.
And then finally with Kamen Rider 64. Hello!
Yo.
Speaking of Isekai, what are your thoughts on Red Ranger becoming an adventurer in another world?
Don't know anything about it.
Is it an anime?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess it just had its season finale, so of course it leaves off to be continued for another season.
Was it based on a manga or
I think so.
light novel? Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up. We still need to watch Gozyuger.
I'm animated out. I don't have time for anime. I've got Toku to watch.
You have time for anime when we get Dirty Pair. After 4 years of waiting for that.
I am not watching Dirty Pair. Screw that noise.
After 4 years for this fucking Kickstarter, we are watching all of Dirty Pair together.
Fine, we'll put in the backlog along with all the other anime we have.
Oh, it's going ahead of all the other anime.
I still have to watch Gundam Witch of the Mercury. And we've got Lupin parts 2 to 6 to watch.
I'm going to say 2 to Infinity.
And all the specials we have.
To Infinity and Beyond!
And then we have all those 70s and 80s mech anime I have.
That you made me buy?
And then I gotta get rid of Speaker Fur. We're never gonna rewatch that.
We're gonna rewatch it. It's gonna be our summer thing. Summer of next year. Because you're gonna review it.
To commemorate the 20th anniversary
yes.
of when we last watched it?
Yes.
Where was I? Jake Schuster is loving Kamen Geats. Or Geats. Zets.
Geats is another one that the writer did, not director.
You done?
Okay.
I'm starting to feel like Tobey Maguire here. Oh, my back. My back. I don't know anything about the anime either, but the final season of My Hero Academia and season 6 of Kingdom, if Kingdom premiere next weekend, even though I've never seen Kingdom, I'll be going in blind. I don't know that one either. All right, but now we start our 3-parter, which I will say was actually a pretty good arc. Mini arc, but it was probably the first true arc we had in this show. And it apparently, though, happens because of some events that go on in the summer movie. Because from the way the episode starts out is Tegasaur dies in the summer movie, temporarily, obviously. And it messed him up badly.
Messed who up bad?
Ryugi.
Well, you said messed him up. You didn't say messed who up.
Oh.
I was like, how did it mess up Tegasaur that he died? He died.
But it was nice that we finally had a Ryugi episode after episode 12 and 13, I think it was, or 13 and 14.
Which Shoko?
Was that the Red Racer?
Yes.
Yes.
Shoko.
And so I liked how we had that. I loved the No One's design that looked like a hotel buildings with a dead monkey as a bellhop. In his design?
No, it was an incredible design for a monster.
A dead I wrote in the notes, dead bellhop monkey. But Ray actually shows up and uses his ring that we now know is, I guess, an incarnation of the Calamity that was the being that made the this event possible. And he can transform into Zenkaiser.
Yeah, Zenkaiser.
Why did I write Maji? What did he do with Maji Ranger? Oh, that's right, because he transformed first into Maji Red.
Yes.
That's right. He transformed into Maji Red and then transformed into the Zenkaiser.
I had to think of Maji Ranger for a minute. I was like, well, we did watch Maji Yellow in the movie.
The Gokaiger 10th movie. And so it was the first time Ray has done anything since his appearance. But Ryugi is feeling really bad. Well, actually, let's go first. We've got our... he was a hospitality no one, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's supposed to show hospitality towards the hotel.
Yes.
And anyone he shows hospitality to, they get turned into flower
petals.
Yes, for his...
Like a flower bulb on a nice little flower design.
Hoeru, saying, I can be hospitable, drops the tea everywhere.
Because he worked in a cafe.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. It was the other guy that dropped, Kinjiro that dropped the...
Yes, and he treated the girls like shit because in the...
Well, it worked in the cafe that I worked at.
In the Butler Cafe when he did it, girls liked it, and it's like, oh my God, that's the theme.
And then, Kinjiro spills the tea. I don't remember what Sumino did. Because she comes in there, or maybe we didn't see her, because the next time Ryugi walks in, the three of them are on the ground about to be chopped up by him. And Ryugi did the tea. That's right. Ryugi did the tea.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to be all proper and trips. Because he's off his game. That's what it was. And so Ryuji's feeling really bad and doubting himself and decides to quit. So he has a final battle with Hoeru for the ring. Hoeru wins. So Ryuji gives all his rings to Hoeru, while his Tyranno ring is just like, peace, bitches!
Yeah, it's like the Dragon Balls.
I did like that the rings actually just leave if the person wearing them
loses all their faith.
Bounces. And then it actually makes me think of the Green Lantern ring.
Well, I actually like how Kamade said in the next episode specifically, you better be prepared for this because it's going to happen again. Because after this episode ends, because the episode ends with somebody raising their hand, and then you see the new ring bearer for Goju Tyranno.
Yep. Who
you said, oh God, from Zenkaiger.
Yeah, Galan's human form.
Yes.
Galan's human form. And so he is the new Tyranno Ranger.
And
Goju Tyranno.
And he is he's an alien from...
Or claims to be an alien.
A planet called Asamade, and his name is Asam. It kind of reminded me of, you're not going to really understand the reference, anybody who watches JoJo's will. In part 4, near the end, there's a alien who comes in for, I think it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, and nobody believes he's an alien because he just acts weird. He wears a school uniform and everything, but he's an alien from another planet who just got stuck on Earth. So the randomness of that just reminded me of JoJo's.
But yeah, and he is being all, well, I'm a prince, so everyone else is my servant.
And he loves tea.
So, and what the monster attack, the no one starts attacking.
Because it's a different no one again.
Yeah, it's a new one.
And this no one is actually based on Mochi.
So he's a rabbit, which he also had a pretty cool design.
Well, Mochi the food, not...
Right.
Oh, because you said he was a rabbit.
Yes, the rabbit pounds the mochi on the moon.
Oh.
Because the Japanese believe that there is a rabbit on the moon pounding mochi.
I didn't know about the mochi. Is that why Usagi is a glutton?
And why she's a rabbit.
Well, the rabbit I got because I always knew the rabbit, but I didn't know the pounding it. Mochi. So is that why she's a glutton throughout the entire series?
But yeah, I like that he's a mochi pounding rabbit. His design was pretty cool too. And because Hoeru was working in a mochi place, and the boss was being really nice to Hoeru.
Oh yeah.
And then the boss gets captured by the no one. And so they start doing a mochi battle, and Asam's like, this isn't worth my time. If it's not collecting rings, what do I care?
I did like how Polar or Kamade literally drags him to watch the battle, and it's like
later on, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we have, and he uses tea as saying that basically these battles with no ones is your tea break. And Asam's like, oh, I get it.
Which makes a lot of sense.
So he ends up participating, helping with the battle, because they do this really weird thing to make this mochi, because Hoeru has studied the owner's book, so they have to pound it, bring it up to the moon to get it shining, which...
Well, they have to heat it up, bring it up to the moon, and then freeze it, and then give it a last final hit. So everybody has a purpose for this.
And so the new Assam, the new Tyranno, helps out. They defeat the no one. And he's like, okay, I can do this with you guys.
Right.
And he leaves, and then Ray appears in front of him and traps him in the ring.
Ray,
and takes, what did I say?
You said right. You said right appears in front of him. I'm like, what?
Ray. And traps him sucks him into the ring and takes the Tyranno ring for himself.
Yep. And then we have our final episode of this three-parter, which starts with...
Well, okay. Well, I like when they're in the cafe, and the owner and her son are like, Ryugi's still not back? Well, I guess I'm going to have to get a new manager. And the son's like, aw, that sucks. I liked him. He was weird.
Which is so true.
And the mother's like, yeah, I liked him too because he was weird.
So then we have Hoeru walking down the stairs, collapses in pain. Come to find out, he drank expired milk. Now, I am concerned because there is like a couple of day period at times where not a couple of days, maybe a day. Because sometimes milk cannot be expired and it still goes bad. That it's not the worst. But to drink it to get food poisoning means it had to already have curdled.
Well, it had to be expired for days, if not weeks, because milk doesn't just instantly go bad at midnight of the expiration date.
But still, so he goes in.
And to the extent that he had. How much did he drink?
But nonetheless, he drank spoiled milk. Has to be taken to the hospital. And so you find out that not only is Ryugi a rich boy, he's a rich boy with a father who is a director of a hospital, and he in turn himself
is technically
a doctor. And so actually looking at Ryugi, I'm like, he can't be old enough to be a doctor. And I'm like, I make a comment to him. I was like, is this going to be the bullshit that we had with X-Aid where all these people are doctors and they're not even at the age to be actual doctors unless they're Doogie Howser? And so I look...
What's Doogie Howser?
It's the show that aired back in the late 80s, early 90s where, three names. He was Olaf, not Olaf.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Olaf. Yeah, he was Olaf.
Well, he was. I was thinking.
When you said three names and Olaf, I'm like, Jim Carrey, Neil Patrick Harris. Well, that's the only one.
So that's how he got his start. One of his starts. He was the main character playing Doogie Howser, where he was a really smart kid who became a doctor as a teenager. So every time I see XA and they're like all these established doctors and like 21, 22, I'm like, yeah, Doogie Howser much.
I wish I had known about that, because then there's a joke in my
I didn't
review.
even think of. I thought I said it to you multiple times, and you just looked at me and ignored me. But nonetheless, I actually looked up Ryuji's real life actor, and he's in his early 30s. He's about 31, just about to turn 32. And I was like, okay, he would have been done with his residency and shit like that to actually be a doctor, but he left his profession for religion. Not just any religion, but the Sentai version of Scientology religion.
Well, and then so his dad meets Rikuo, Kinjiro, and Sumino, and he's like, "These are your friends that the maid told me about."
No, he says Shoko.
You need to. Well,
I know.
You need to pick better friends.
I know. I was like, what the fuck? And
because Sumino's trying to all be like sell her services to him, and then
he was coming on hard.
And then he starts belittling Ryuji when they're alone.
Well, because he wants his son to take over the hospital, but he wants his son to take it over the way he does it, so it stays the same rather than evolving. Where Ryuji wants to devote his life to Tegasword. And then maybe becoming what he wants to do. Then
so no one takes Ryuji's father as his host, and I love the scene when they start playing a game. They basically start doing Operation with Hoeru, and he pulls out the pink chainsaw from Gav, which was freaking hilarious. All I was expecting was to see Sachika walk in like, "Excuse me, this is mine." But they're playing. They try to do Operation. Hoeru and Rikio get away, while Sumino and Kinjiro are turned into patients, and then they're about to be operated on. And then when they confront Ryuji, Hoeru's like, "Rikio, can I have some money?" Cool.
Takes his wallet. Doesn't just
Here, Ryuji, here's my debt to you. And now I don't ever want to see your face again.
And he throws Riku's wallet on the floor. So it's not just asking for money, but rather than Riku having the possibility of saying how much money, he just takes the wallet, takes however much, throws the wallet on the floor, throws the money at Ryuji and says, "There, I've paid my tab." No, you haven't!
Well, it just made me think of the Simpsons I watched the other day. Bart asks, "Can I have some money?" Homer pulls out his wallet, and Bart just grabs the wallet while Homer has his little cash.
I'm like, you've paid nothing. You have just indebted yourself to someone different.
But, and then Ray shows up, transforms into Goju Tyranno.
Oh, and this was where the episode to me became beyond bonkers awesome.
Well, because Ray reveals that he used to be a surgeon at that hospital until he was injured, and then they just dropped him without anything.
Not just they dropped him.
Well, the dad.
Ryuji's dad, who's the director, and he sees that the director is stuck in
the no one,
and he starts wailing on the no one. Like everybody, including the villains and the heroes, are like, okay, and then, you're going a little too far.
And Sumino's like, "Who's this?" And Ricky was like, "Oh, that's," and then he gets interrupted.
And because she saw the great eye.
No, that's not till after.
Oh,
that's after his.
Oh, yes, because he transformed before they came.
So so they have their fight. Ryuji decides that he wants to be Tyranno. They get the ring away from Ray, so he becomes Tyranno, saves his dad, and Ray obviously untransforms, and that's when Sumino sees
The gray eye.
his gray eyes. And we've got what do I have here? Oh yes. So Ray ends up leaving. They defeat the No One, save his dad, and then one of the eyes appears in a mech. So Ryugi summons Sword and Daijujin's body parts attach themselves.
Yes, and that was thanks to Kumade, who said, well, I guess here's a gift for you to give you Daijujin. So it was a pretty cool battle.
But yeah, I like this episode a lot. I would say this is probably my favorite episode since the Showa World one.
And I think you just love the Showa World one because you would love to live in the Showa world with the technology we have today.
Well, that would be cool, but just because that also was a really good episode.
Oh, no, it was a great
episode. Yeah, this was a really good episode. I liked this one a lot.
Yeah.
And then we had the ending where Sumino's researching Ray and sees a picture of Ray and Rikyo together. And when she's like, if it was America, what the fuck?
Yes. It was definitely a WTF.
Actually, I need to write that down on my notes. Sumino. What? Because I'm going to use the clip from Spider-Man Homecoming at the end of the credit, before the credits, when Aunt May saw...
Like, what the... But, no, overall, coming back to the early question of the chat, these episodes were solid. I thought they were really well done. The entertainment value is there. The comedy value is there. The storytelling was there. All I can say is that depending on where we go with the remainder of the series, I'm curious to see how it will go. And I don't want to say too much more because I don't have hopes for it. It's not that I don't have hope that it will be good. It's not that I just don't have any expectations, I guess is the best way.
My expectations are gone at this point. It is whatever it ends up being.
Well, I guess that's a way I could put it too. Not to be derogatory about it. I'm excited to see where it goes. I just don't have any preconceived notions that it's going to do one thing over the other. I just hope, if nothing else, that one, we find out what happened to Boone Red from the first episode.
Well, actually, I saw some funny post on that. When they do the Gozyuger Boom Boomger movie, will they have a scene of Hoeru confused?
Oh, that would be hilarious.
But, yeah, I mean, we've still got, obviously, Sumino and Oto's plot. We have Hoeru and Kuan's plot. Ray and Rikyo's plot. Well, I guess Ray, Sumino, Oto, Rikyo, technically. Kinjiro has no plot right now. And...
Well, I think that's kind of fair for a moment because he really is just an old man trying to relive his youth.
Yes, but Ryugi has no true plot. And Kumade right now has no true plot. So we only have half the team has ties to plots that really are going nowhere. Fire Candle obviously ties into Hoeru and Kuan. But Kuan is just kind of there.
Yes, we know how much you hate Kuan.
Yes.
I know.
I hate Kuan a lot. Kuan may be the worst villain in Sentai history. And
I wouldn't go that far.
And that's saying something when Lego My Ego exists. The villain from Google 5?
I don't know Google 5. Goggle 5.
Or was he Battle Fever J?
It's
one of those.
Go-Go 5 or Goggle 5?
Go-Go 5.
Go-Go 5.
Go-Go 5. Go-Go 5. There's Gogo 5 and Gogo 5.
I know. That's why I just say Goggle 5.
It's not Goggle. It's Gogo.
It's Goggle.
Gogo.
Goggle.
Gogo.
I have to say Goggle, or I'm going to say Go-Go 5 and think of Go-Go 5.
No, Gogo 5.
Does Goggle 5 have siblings? If you tell me it's a team of siblings as well. Okay, thank God.
I'm like, what? I didn't think about that first, but no. It's not Go 5. Gogo 5.
Every time you say that, it always has sounded like you say Go 5.
Yeah, Gogo 5. It's Gogo 5 and Gogo 5.
Okay, moving on. I am done with this review.
All right. But yeah, I have no expectations at this point for the show. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, that's also the downside of reviewing shows, is because you have to look at it both critically and objectively. You can't, there is now, I'm just going to watch it just for the sake of watching it. Now I'm watching it, but I also need to keep a critical eye on everything. And I think that's what people don't understand, is when you do stuff like this, you have to be critical of something, even if you enjoy it or not. You still have to talk about the bad, even if you love the thing.
Well, I guess that's the one luxury I have, because even though I sit in on these, I don't have to have that same. I can be the more cheerleader.
Well, and that's the thing
of it.
That's the thing, like with movie reviewers, you don't think about it. Is a reviewer's job? They can't just watch the movie for the entertainment value. They also have to watch the movie for a critical eye, point out its flaws, make notes of anything that's bad to go with the good. You can't just watch when people are like, well, you need to turn off your brain to enjoy it. Yes, but that defies the point of a critic. A critic is not allowed to just turn off their brain and enjoy it, because they have to relay what the whole thing was about. You can't just...
Now, when you rewatch it, do you?
No, unless I'm re-reviewing it. But yeah, if I'm rewatching something,
you can just turn off your brain to enjoy it.
If I've already reviewed it, yes.
Now, I will admit, there are times where it frustrates me when we're watching something to review. And thankfully, we don't do this all the time when we're doing these first go-arounds for the show, like for Gozyuger. Even though he takes notes for his mid-season stuff, I will say the one thing that frustrates me is I'll be watching, and then I'll just see all of these things come up around the screen so I can see where the timestamp is and see where different things. I'm like, that's distracting.
Well, that's what I have to do to mark where I want to have an episode.
But overall, I will say, as a non-critic, it's not a terrible series. It's a good series for what it is. Now, I understand looking at it from an anniversary perspective, there's not a lot of callbacks that make you think, oh my God, that is beyond awesome.
I'm not thinking just callbacks, but there's nothing that makes it feel like that it's actually celebrating 50 years. When they specifically said, we're celebrating 50 years. We're having all these Red Rangers as an opposing adversary to the previous teams. It's like, okay, but then it just feels tacked on. It doesn't.
But just think, it's not like the one anniversary series that we just watched that had Captain Marvelous saying Yoshilake. But you have to admit, it actually sounded cooler with him saying it.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I don't even remember what I put in my script for that.
Yoshilake!
Oh, yeah, I think I just put something like, did you really have to do that? Did you really? But anyway, let's see. We had the Isekai, the Red Ranger question.
We talked about My Hero.
Oh, yeah, we did. We actually didn't really touch on the we just basically touched about how cool it was that Ryugi was gone from the opening credit sequence.
Well, I actually liked it where they either blurred it out or had a cross, or it actually felt like there were certain times where they refilmed parts of the opening.
Well, where you just had the cardboard cut out for Tyranno, but no one around.
Yes. So I was actually impressed with however they did that, either via CGI or refilming, whatever, to make it where somebody was missing. I like that call back and everything, just because it was a lot of fun.
All I know about Kingdom is that it takes place during the Warring States period in China. Oh, the Three Kingdom. Oh, must be the Three Kingdoms.
Is that what it's called?
I'm trying to think the exact. Romance of the Three Kingdoms. That's what.
Well, that's the story. Is that what the anime?
Well, that's what I'm assuming it's based on.
Okay.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms or something around that.
Well, yeah, because I think that's what Yuki was based on too. The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, right? I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched that anime.
Are you going to check out the Kamen Rider anime? No.
Yeah, I heard about it. I'm actually interested in checking it out myself, because I do know that the actor who played OG Rider was hoping that they would do something for the first Rider.
I know. I saw that. For one thing, it's Crunchyroll. I don't support Crunchyroll anymore. So I don't stream, and I don't feel motivated to watch anime when I'm streaming it. I'm motivated to watch anime when I own it.
And even then, you're not motivated to watch it.
Well, that's because I'm busy with Toku. That's the one problem with running a Toku channel.
Well, it's called Toku and animation.
Yeah, I have done animation, but Toku's the top title. I don't. Yes, but Toku takes a while. I did actually download an anime that if we can squeeze into Halloween month, I might want to do something. It's apparently the guy who influenced Junji Ito.
Who the fuck influenced him?
It's an anime, I think, an anime OVA with 3 different stories from the late 70s. It's in horrible quality because it's never been released on anything, but we'll see if I can squeeze that in.
Actually, remind me, and I know I'm putting this on recording for posterity, remind me to take a picture of all the Junji Ito books I have, because every time I go to a store and want to get other Junji Ito books, I'm afraid to do so I don't duplicate buying the same thing. Comments. I wonder where the next crossover Shonen Jump game is. I'm actually surprised that we haven't heard anything about that. I did hear about other beat 'em up games. So there's a He-Man one coming out, a Marvel one coming out, and something about Super Meat Boy. And then the boss was played by Boshi Merle from King Oger. Wait, the boss. Oh! Wait, was Boshi Merle the Trump supporter dude that we kept on picking on? Or because the boss, I'm assuming he's talking about the boss from the episode with the mochi. Please let me know, Anthony Minter, which, hello. Say hello to Anthony Minter.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the mochi episode. Oops, that's not it. The mochi episode. Let's see. Special guest cast. That's a sum. Mochi shop owner Juban Fukuzawa. Oh, Boshimir was
Oh, the guy who got foobarred.
Yes.
I say that because we've always seen him as in that series as the conniving evildoer, and then you find out later in the series that's because he was taken over pre-series and he was actually a really good guy. And you're like,
Yes. I had to think for a moment who Boshimir was, but yeah, he's the knight who was dead pre-series.
yes, who got shafted, literally, but still. So there's a rumor going around with Goju's red suit. Oh, it was the suit actor.
Yeah,
I thought you said it was somebody else.
No, the wolf suit actor.
And
he left production a couple weeks ago.
Let me tell you all something real quick. Real quick. If they're consenting age and they're doing nothing wrong, they're adults, they're of legal age.
It's not their business.
Everybody consented. Nobody has a right to get in their business.
Apparently, it actually...
Even if the dude's married.
No. So apparently, this was actually done by a smear magazine.
So it's not true.
That doesn't like the fact that Subino's actress is half Filipino.
So it's not true.
Apparently not.
So a dude lost his job.
Possibly.
Because of an asshat. And even if it is a rumor, once again, if they're legal age, consenting, even if somebody is married, nobody's fucking business.
But here's the other thing, though, that I was wondering about. Because they said production on Gozyuger has stopped. But I'm like, well, since they've been filming Sentai now, usually 6 months in advance, same with Kamen Rider, wouldn't that mean that they probably would have wrapped up Gozyuger filming by now?
Well, that's what I thought.
Or they're either at the tail end of filming, or so it's like, would that really affect anything at the even if it were real? Would that even be able to affect anything?
I don't know. I don't see how it could, but even if they had to do an investigation, if they're that far ahead with filming, basically it's just a couple of weeks off for them type of thing while they're investigating. But at the same time, once again, if everybody is of legal consenting age, because Goju Unicorn's actress is 19 now. Well, she was 18 at the start of the series.
No, I thought she was 19.
I thought she was 18. But nonetheless, she is a legal adult. And in Japan, a legal adult is 16 years old for a lot of that shit. Even if the dude was older, if it's of consent at 18 and above in American standards, who the fuck cares?
She turned 19 on March 26th.
Oh, so it was after the start. Okay. I swore that she was 18 at first, but whatever. It's still... Japan is good at getting in people's businesses on things that... and taking it out on people. Like, scamming people out of money, huge no-no, no matter where you are. Having sex as two legal adults? Who the fuck cares?
Grooming a fan for 7 years, abusing her, and forcing her to have an abortion to hide your affair, that's a whole different story.
Yes. Like I said, consenting. At the end of the day, it's always about that word. Consent. Now, grooming takes away that idea of consent. But I'm just going to get off of that soapbox for a minute.
But yeah, so that's...
Well, technically, for Commoner 64's comment, technically in the United States, not all states have the same age of consent. So actually, the age of consent is technically 18 for the majority of the states, but there's a few states where it is 16, and there's 1 or 2 states where it's 15.
Oh.
So the United States is that odd as well. Legally, you can get married at the age of 16 in the United States with parental permission as well.
Which is disgusting.
Well, that's...
just disgusting.
Well, I remember that girl who was 16 who got married to that 51-year-old.
Oh.
Remember that?
No, actually I don't. But that just sounds
disgusting. She has all these mental health issues right now.
No shit. Because she was groomed by a creeper who abused her when she was a kid.
Yes,
Ugh.
I thought the age of consent in Kansas was 16 because in Louisiana it's 15.
Disgusting. Just that's all I'm going to say. No wonder
But-
they're Republican areas.
But like I said, just because it's under the age of 18, there is some creepy factors, but
Creepy.
yes. Now, what did Cruellica think of Ten Go-Kaiger? So I actually enjoyed Ten Go-Kaiger because, well, I enjoyed it, but I did feel a little awkward seeing Gokai Silver, knowing what I do now about him.
I don't care about that.
But in the grand scheme of things, I enjoyed it. It was nice to see all of the actors again.
Actually, it was kind of funny because where you mentioned I probably shouldn't talk about him much in my review of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
When I actually was writing the script, since it's just a little section for the regular Go-Kaiger review, I was writing the script. I'm like, you know what? Outside of one thing, Silver is completely irrelevant to the synopsis of this movie unless I'm going into spoiler territory. And since I'm not going into spoiler territory, I don't really need him here outside of one little thing.
Well, and the reason I was saying that is because he did a deplorable thing. Anybody who takes advantage of another human being, like we've heard of rumors and the legality of it, that's my big issue. And I'm not going to get into this whole soapbox because I can do that another time. But that's why for like Go-Kaiger 10, I enjoyed it, but I will say watching him gave it a little bit of an ick factor, but I wasn't going to stop watching it because I did want to...
Well, you separate art from artist.
See everybody else. And admittedly, I wasn't the biggest fan of Gokai Silver during the main run of Go-Kaiger. My favorite character was always Doc. And I will say it's had the best reminder of the switcheroo episode between Doc and Luca because she had to transform in Gokai Yellow. So
she transformed into Gokai Green. So
that's
Don transformed into Gokai Yellow.
So I will say I love that. And like I said, it was nice to catch up on the characters, especially after having met in real life Marvelous and I'm. So having gotten a chance to meet them, hug them, things like that, it was nice to see something with their characters from the show again. So it also was the series that brought all of our friend groups together on the Sentai journey, because while all of us had watched Sentais to different degrees, when we got to Go-Kaiger, everybody was in it.
We had Silver Quill and
Chrysalis.
No. Silver what oh god, I can't think of Sam's username now.
Oh, Advent Nebula.
Advent Nebula, yeah, duh. They were already hanging out with us when we started Go-Kaiger. A little ways in, Chrysalis started hanging out with us, and Ryan started hanging out with us halfway through the show. Or no, he started hanging out at the tail end of the summer. Yeah.
So we got an opportunity to introduce everybody to the word of Sentai. But everybody truly enjoyed it because there was something in Go-Kaiger for everyone, which still rings true to today. Kubernete Pirata says, morning, people. Where the hell is it morning? Or did you just wake up?
Well, no.
Well, actually, on the Eastern Hemisphere, it would be morning, wouldn't it? No. It'd be evening still. Right?
Well, at first I was going to say, well, in California, it would be, nope, it would be 12:24.
I don't care.
Well, whatever.
Any updates on Maya-chan's situation? Maya-chan.
What?
Maybe an actress? Oh. Apparently, Goju Red Suit actor was always going to leave this series due to health. The mag only used that to spread rumors to harm the actress in the series. Oh, Thomas Proctor. Hi, Thomas. And you never said hi to Anthony either. Anthony Minter.
Oh, hello. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got all lost in. Like,
but yeah, no. The fact that somebody is half Filipino, it still rings back to Japan for many decades. And I don't know. I know I've heard stories about being bad, about their xenophobia still, which is pretty sad.
all right.
Funny enough, I heard that was 13 in Japan, but that's probably not true. It could be. I've always heard 16, but I don't want to consciously think of an age of consent being 13 in Japan.
Maya, that's the actress's name for Sumino.
Oh,
so that's what he was asking.
Oh.
I would say don't even, until we actually hear an official thing, I would say don't even stress about it.
I would say if you want to do anything, give her a kind word. Because kindness in this day and age does wonders. Unless it's him trying to be kind on Twitter, which seems to fall flat on its face.
Oh shit, people are dicks even when you're kind to them.
But still, I think for somebody like Maya-chan, be nice to her. Don't bring anything up, but just say, I really like what you do. Because, one, nobody should be treated terribly for how they were born or how they
it doesn't matter. They shouldn't be treated poorly either way.
No.
But
evening, I mean if the story is settled. Evening, no, it doesn't matter. I was kidding.
But that's all we've got for this last batches of Gozyuger episodes. I don't think there's anything else that's coming to mind that I wanted to mention that I didn't say when we were talking about the episodes themselves.
But yes, I do agree. Just last comment. Maya is doing a great job in the show. And it's a tragedy if something around this is disrupting the production. Especially if she's done nothing wrong. And I know there's a couple of countries that do have a consent age of 9 years old, but we're not going to we're not going to get into that.
The fuck is wrong with them? Ew. That's a country that needs U.S. occupation.
Okay. I don't know if I go that far, but they need
to. Get the Brits in there. Dominate that country.
And have we played PlayStation All-Stars?
No.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the Smash Brothers for PlayStation.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I technically did play it, even though it was only for like 20 minutes.
I'm just playing a lot of Shredder's Revenge.
I haven't played any video games since we moved.
Yeah, I told everybody that you're playing the thing, and David said, or Chris Lidge says, I'm sorry.
But I haven't played it yet.
No, he said that you're going to be. But with that, we do have to figure out our afternoon or evening for some or morning for others. Yeah, the world goes round. But be kind to people. And I'm saying this as a goth horror freak. But be kind.
Rewind.
Yeah, rewind. Take a step back. And avoid politics.
Watch out for escalators that just stop in the middle. Because an escalator that doesn't move becomes a stair.
Now, to be fair, there are escalators if they stop too rapidly, if you're in the middle of it, like with my no sense of structure, I'd fall. But have fun, take care of yourselves, hug your family, hug your friends, watch something good on TV. And if you get a chance, read a funny book like Elvira's First Book of Monsters.
And then, as always, click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. You can support us on Patreon and Bluesky at Toku AANN, Facebook, Instagram, Discord at Kaiji no Kami. To the person who asked earlier in the chat, yes, Twitter finally suspended my account, so I have a new one that's Toku AANN. That's up now. And so I'm trying to keep this one a little bit more professional for real. I'm not going out of my way to troll this time. Like, if I see a conversation that I just feel I need to put my input,
Do you want to use mine to troll?
No.
Because I don't use mine.
No, I've got one called MAGA Hunter, but I just don't remember the password.
What the fuck?
But they wouldn't let me use MAGA Killer, but it's okay. But
What the fuck? I quit. All right. Have fun, everybody. Hug your family. Ignore him on his crazy trolling. We will see you later. Click end. Bye.
But we didn't tell them.
Bye.
There's a GoFundMe.
Well, yes, my mom was diagnosed with stage 1 cancer, breast cancer. So if you're able to donate to one of the GoFundMes, that's for health stuff, because his health stuff is starting to act up again too. We would greatly appreciate it because healthcare is ridiculously expensive in the United States. And if you can't donate, just share it with friends and family. If there's anybody out there who can, I would really appreciate it, for my mom especially. But have a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Until next time. Bye.